It's been a while, hasn't it? Hey guys, I'm Caitlin and what? So the next few videos that are going to be going up will be book related. I was going to have a couple videos centered around me going back to Taekwondo since it's something that I was really excited about, except that I've actually injured myself. Of course. I currently have hamstring tendonitis, which means that I'm actually not allowed to kick. So the first book in this haul is Wither by Lauren DeStefano. I've wanted to read this book for so long, even though I had no idea what it was about, because that's just me and that's retarded. So yeah, anyway. So this book is set in the future where we've modified DNA enough that women are dying off at 20 and men are dying at 25, and young girls are actually being abducted so that they can be used as breeders to try and kind of like force out enough humans that we can save humanity before this disease just kills everyone. So the main character, she's 16. I don't know how to say her name though. She is sold as a bride to this guy named Lyndon, and he's got a dying wife, and at the same time that he feels bad for her, she's trying to escape, and then she befriends this servant named Gabriel, and together they're trying to figure out a way to get her out of this house and away from Lyndon's father before all hell breaks loose. So the next book we've got is Spellcaster by Claudia Gray, and I actually did own this book a little while ago, but that was when I was in my hardcover phase, and I actually sold quite a few of my paperbacks during that time, and now that I'm over it, I'm having to rebuy them all. So I picked this one up from the op shop for like $2, which I was really happy about. So this book is set around a girl, a witch, more precise, named Nadia, and when her family moves to Captive Sound, she meets this guy named Mateo. Now, since she's a witch, she can actually sense that a spell has been cast over the whole town, especially this guy that she wants to get closer to. So his whole family has just been cursed for generations, and now they're both trying to like work together to figure out what's going on before this massive disaster just happens. So the next book that we've got is Eon by Alison Goodman, and this is centered around a boy named Eon, surprise surprise, who's training to become a Dragonite, and the Dragonites are people who can master wind and water in order to protect the land. The catch with this book though is that Eon is actually Iona, who is a girl, and she's been in disguise as a boy for years because she wants to be able to master the art of the Dragonite. But in this time, women are only supposed to be like servants or wives essentially. So this is a crime that is punishable by death. So the next one is A Court of Frost and Starlight by Sarah J. Maas. I've already read this. I'm not going to review it because I really don't feel like a review is necessary for this. And there's already a lot of controversy out about it's kind of either you love it or you hate it kind of book. It's just set in between A Court of Wings and Ruin and whatever the hell book 4 is going to be. Yeah, I feel like it doesn't really need any more explanation than that. If you couldn't tell as well, I reorganized my bookshelves. I got bored the other day and just completely redid it. I'm not sure if I like it or not, but I just realized for some reason all of the books that are in this haul I've put like down the bottom of a stack. I hate myself. Alrighty, next is another one that I'm really excited about. So this is One of Us is Lying by Karen M. McManus. Now, if you don't know what this book is about, it pretty much details it on the front cover here. You've got a geek, a jock, a criminal, a princess, or the prom queen, and then you've got the guy who runs like the gossip mill of this high school, and all 5 of them walk into detention and only 4 of them walk out. Now, the last guy that I mentioned, the one who runs the gossip mill, is the one that's murdered, and he gets killed 24 hours before he can release their deepest, darkest secrets on the gossip mill. So all 4 of them are suspects. One of them is a murderer. Which one is it? Alright, next is one that I can't talk too much about because it is book 4, and that is Tiger's Destiny. It's book 4 in the Tiger's Curse series. I barely even know what the first one is about. I think Tiger's Curse is about this girl named Kelsey, and she's trying to break this 300-year-old Indian curse halfway around the world with the help of a white tiger named Ren. And that's pretty much the only clue that I have as to what happens from reading that blurb. Yeah, I think it's one of those ones where you buy it and you're like, I'm so gonna read this, and then it's just like it sits on your shelf. Alright, the next book actually is surprise did I just say surprise? It's actually a bit of a classic. So this is Picnic at Hanging Rock by Joan Lindsay. I don't know too much about it. I know that it was on Valentine's Day in like the 1900s. A bunch of girls went on this school picnic to Hanging Rock, and some of them just never came back. I'd never really had much of an interest in it before, but an ad came up for the TV show that's coming out on Foxtel, and it was actually filmed at a location that's like, I've been there so many times, and that's where it was filmed. And now, so I really wanted to watch it, and then all of a sudden I got invested in the story, and it was there for like $2, so I just thought, why the hell not? So I will be reading this, actually, like a classic that Caitlin is reading willingly. Like, what world is this? Alright, so the next book is one that I didn't actually think I'd be picking up because it wasn't something that's quite high on my TBR list, and it's Soundless by Rochelle Mead. Now, Rochelle Mead is the author of Vampire Academy and Bloodlines, if you didn't know. Where is it? That's the better question. Alright, so Soundless is no real surprise to anyone. It's about a village with no sound. For as long as the main character, I believe her name is Fei, F-E-I, no one has been able to hear. And because this village is surrounded by like rocky terrain and constant avalanches, they're relying on the zip line to bring food into their village. Not long after the story starts, I'm guessing, people start to lose their sight. And once their sight starts diminishing, so does the food. The zip line stops and people are starting to go hungry. So this main character, like badass chick, one day she wakes up to this really, really loud sound, and all of a sudden she's off on this journey, and there's apparently like sexy miner. It says handsome miner, but I feel like that's just being nice. Sexy miner guy comes with her on this new journey, and they're going to figure out what the hell is going on in their village. And apparently there's a startling truth that will change their lives forever. The next book is another sequel in a series, and that is what's it called? The Mime Order by Samantha Shannon. So this is book 2 to the Bone Season. Now, I haven't read this. I bought this ages ago, and I didn't even know what it was about until about 5 seconds ago when I read the blurb. So this one is set in 2059. The main character's name is Paige, and she's clairvoyant. Her job is to basically go around and break into people's minds to gather information until one day she's drugged, she's kidnapped, and she's taken somewhere else. The first one is The House of Hades. So this is book 4 in the Heroes of Olympus series. The next 2 books, oh, they're so pretty. Okay, so I've got the first 2 books in the Magnus Chase and the Gods of Asgard series. So the first one we've got is the Sword of Summer, and then the second one is the Hammer of Thor. And these are the prettiest bloody books I've ever seen. Alright, and lastly, I have books 1 and 3 in a trilogy. So the trilogy in question is the Blood of Eden, I believe it's called. I'm just gonna go with that. Book 1 is the Immortal Rules, and book 3 is the Forever Song. So the main character in this book, her name is Allison, and she lives with her crew in the Fringe, which is on the outermost edges of a vampire city. Allison hates the vampires. All of the humans do. Until one day when, of course, because it wouldn't really be a novel if this didn't happen, would it? She gets bitten or like kidnapped or something. She's attacked, and she's given a choice as to whether she wants to die or whether she wants to become one of the monsters. So she becomes one of the vampires, and when she tries to go back to her own crew, they kick her out. So she tags along with this group of humans who is trying to find a cure for the disease that killed most of humankind. And if it didn't kill them, it turned them into rabbits who are a threat to both humans and vampires. Now, the only problem is there is one person who could potentially see through her facade, and that is Zeke, one of the humans in the new crew that she's tagging along with. Anyway, so those are all of the books that I had to haul for you guys today. Oh, yes, okay, so the first thing, I have 2 things that I wanted to tell you guys before I conclude this video. The first one is that I'm actually a book depository affiliate now, which is really cool. It doesn't really mean much, but hey, so book depository, if you don't know what it is a website. I'm pretty sure it's based in the UK, and on top of that, it is free shipping worldwide. Pretty much the way that this affects me, if anyone is wondering, is that I have a link, and if people purchase books through that link, then I get like commission, essentially. I get things in return. That sounds really bad. And the second thing, so I know that I don't actually upload a lot of book reviews on this channel because I feel like I suck at them. I'm really bad at them. So what I've done, I've actually set up a blog of sorts. I've got 3 reviews up on there so far. So if you want to go check that out as well, I will also leave the link down below. And yeah, I think that was it. Yeah, I will see you guys next week with a hopefully on on time video. Bye.